Well, baby, I'm on it with a bottle of wine and an old dirt road. Are you ready to go? Hey, thanks everybody for joining us today on Live Music Nation podcast. I'm your host, Jake Gill. Today we're with Eric Evans from the Lyric Theater. Eric, thanks for joining us.
Thanks for having me. I appreciate it, Jake.
Hey, Eric, give us a little background on you. Where'd you grow up and how did you transition career-wise to the position with the Lyric Theater?
Well, I grew up in Texas, in Brownwood specifically. I'm a sixth generation boy from this area. I went to college in undergraduate study in Missouri, in Springfield, Missouri. And then I did my graduate study at Hardin-Simmons here in Texas at Abilene. And so I was in church work full time for, 30 plus years. And then this whole opportunity began to manifest itself with the Lyric Theater and what art and music and theatrical production.
Well, baby, I'm on it with a bottle of wine and an old dirt road. Are you ready to go?
Watch them. So that became part of what I consider my ministry, so to speak. And so I have gravitated to this, and I've been doing this part-time for a good while and full-time maybe for the last couple of years, and have focused upon that. And we've been pretty fortunate here in a small community of Brownwood to have a pretty vibrant theater and music scene going on. So
very good, very good. What was your role in the church when you were in the church ministry?
I was in the worship and music and administration. So
okay,
that's what I did.
Okay, very good, very good. Tell us a little bit about the Lyric Theater. What kind of events do you have and activities?
So here at the Lyric Theater, we are a performing arts complex, an organization. We're a nonprofit organization with a building. The Lyric Theater building was built in 1914. We raised a little over $4 million to restore that building and bring it into 21st century technology.
Okay.
We seat about 367. We've got facilities that help support productions like theatrical productions. We will produce 9 theatrical productions ourselves this year. And then we will also have an additional 8 concerts that we're going to either produce or host here at the Lyric. And then we will also have some people who like to rent out the theater for whatever type purpose. We had a group that came in here, and a group of Aggies who wanted to come and watch a football game. They're not wanting to watch much football right now. But as a general rule, they watched a football game and they all hooped and hollered and had a beer at the same time. So that's what they were doing. So yeah. We'll do just about anything to make the place work, I guess.
Yeah. No, absolutely, absolutely. So you said 360 seats?
367. And then there's about 6 wheelchair spots for people that might find themselves challenged that direction. And so.
Very good. Now you talked about this as being your position as being a little bit of a ministry for you. What do you enjoy about your role? What is cool about your job?
I do look at this as an opportunity for me to invest back into the lives of people. And so one of the things that I most enjoy is seeing what performing arts can do for people. When you have, there's something about the performing arts, in my opinion, that become very eclectic. So you're gonna have a very diverse group of people who come to the stage. And when they come to the stage and they're performing, when you rehearse for a show, you're literally going to spend 1,000+ hours with other people. And those are people that generally you're never going to spend a day in your life with. Okay. I mean, because you're up in each other's Kool-Aid all the time. You're performing a role that's on the stage, or you're backstage getting dressed, putting makeup on, putting costumes on. You're interacting with them on the stage. We had this one guy just in this past show that we did called Noises Off, who literally had to fall down the stairs like 40 times. That's part of his role. So, I mean, people are like loving him and they're loving what he's doing. And when you begin to put all of that eclectic dynamic together, working for the same goal, then they ended up producing something that people will just go on and on about how much they enjoyed it. regardless of how great of a quality. I think we always do good quality stuff here.
Sure.
But regardless of that, you're going to end up with people who are bonding together. And so we have this group of players. We've got a social media group called the Lyric Players, and it's just people who have been in a show or have volunteered somewhere in one of the productions or concerts that we've had here, been on the stage. And we've got about 500, 600 people that are in that group. They all can't be on the stage all the time, but when they can, they want to be there, and they begin to bond, and they begin to love that. And you begin to make impact into people's lives that you would never have dreamed that you would have been capable of doing. Right. And I love that. And then when you begin to talk about the people who come and watch the show, in a small town, Texas, Brownwood, Texas is about 2 hours from the closest size of anything around. And we'll have just over 20,000 people attend the show this year here at the Lyric. And a third of those people are coming from more than 75 miles away. The bulk of them are coming from like Houston and Austin, and then Fort Worth. I don't quite know how Fort Worth gets, but their zip codes. Those are the zip codes we have people coming from. Yeah. And so they speak consistently about what it is and what it how it impacts them when they're able to watch a show and experience what that is from people who were just common everyday people for the most part. A lot of our players have been professionals someplace, and they find themselves now owning an antique store downtown, or they find themselves working. We have one guy who it could very easily be a professional. He heads up the suicide hotline for 18 counties right here in Brownwood, Texas. And this is a release for him. We've got principals of high school. The mayor of the city is one of the guys that we call a regular active participant. And so we love the fact that we're impacting an eclectic grouping of people right here at the Lyric. And so that's kind of who we are and how I look at that ministry part of what we do.
Yeah, I like that. I love that. Absolutely. Very cool. Eric, let's have some fun for a little bit. What's the best production you've ever seen in your entire life?
We're not talking at the Lyric, correct?
Anywhere. Yeah, no, just you personally, you've seen in person.
Okay, so I was able to be in New York one time, and I saw a stage production of Ragtime. Okay. It was just off the charts. I think it was one of those moments for me that it was like a ta-da moment. You got ta-da, and it was one of those moments where I just went, wow, this is a good stuff here. I think when you're able to put stuff like this together.
Okay, if you could bring one production to the Lyric, whether your company does it or you bring a company in, but you could bring one production that you haven't brought yet to your community, what would you bring?
Probably Wicked.
Okay.
I think Wicked, as far as shows go, it's Wicked. Yeah. The other one of these days, I'm going to have George Strait on this stage. He happens to be a distant cousin of mine. He's from this area. So I'm hoping one day he's going to show up, sing a song, and walk off. I think that'll be pretty sweet.
No, that would be great.
That would be great.
For sure. Eric, how do people find out more about the Lyric Theater? And also, how do they get in contact with you if they're interested in your project and your leadership? How do they get in contact with you as well?
So we have a website, BrownwoodLyricTheater.com. We spell theater very pretentiously with an R-E. So it's BrownwoodLyricTheater.com. Okay. Then you can find tickets, show times, and we put all of our shows on there. We have reserved seating for the vast majority of what we do. So you can find that right there. You can call our box office number, 325-600-4303. Okay. I don't mind giving my cell phone out. Good Lord, it's been out to everybody anyway. So 325-998-2801. That's my personal cell phone number, and I take calls. Leave a message, and I'll get back with you. It sometimes takes me a day or two, but I'll get back with you. I'd love to talk with people. My email is ericevans@aol.com. Okay. And our office email here is office@brownwoodlyrictheater.com.
They still have AOL?
Okay. I don't know how old you are. My kids make fun of me all the time. You need to leave us alone. It came in the mail. It came in the mail as one of those little floppy disks.
Yeah, I remember.
And I typed in Eric Evans, and they said, "Oh, it's available." And so I kept it. And people all
You
over
definitely should keep it. Yeah, yeah. That's awesome. Eric, thank you so much for being on with us today. I appreciate you.
Well, I appreciate the opportunity. Let me know if I can do it again.
Absolutely.
Well, baby, I'm on it with a bottle of wine.